Alright, another game here. Right on the heels of the other one. Playing against Prime Speaker Zagana. The creature that is not as good as Edric. But it's also blue-green. Double the casting cost, 1/20th of the power. And he has a slow draw, which works well for me. I figure this game's already in the bag, folks. Nothing to worry about. Tree Speaker, turn 2. Okay. I draw Mox. Certainly going to cast that. And given the fact that my hand is slow as molasses, I'll have my own Tree Speaker. Nate talked me into putting this back in the deck. I've been pretty happy with it so far, actually. The ability to copy for 2 mana, even with that fragility, is still pretty amazing. And he is ramping like a mother. Already at 6. I don't even play Cultivate, so I can't do that combo. And I would have needed to draw land anyway. It would have been pretty awesome to draw land here, because I certainly would have gone level up and cast Archdruid to stay even with him. But we're okay with 6 mana also. Or I guess I have 5. Provided he doesn't do anything to meddle with my... Oh wait, damn it. Dungeon Geist blows up the Tree Speaker. Oh yeah? Well, you're not keeping it tapped, buddy. So I cast Brainstorm and I see Verdant Catacomb, Forest, and Mana Vault. All of them are pretty good right now, but at the same time I need to prepare myself for his commander, assuming that's coming down next turn. He's going to draw 4 off of it, and I'd be facing a 4/4 and a 3/3, which is acceptable given that I have opposition. So I need to figure out exactly what gives me the long-term prospects here. Edric is certainly out of the question. I don't feel like Glenelendra Archmage is that useful, but it does have long-term prospects. And he does have 5 cards in his hand, and he played Reliquary Tower last turn. So that strongly hints to me that he has 5 spells in his hand. And so I'm going to need to develop mana, really, I think, to compete with them, rather than fussing around with other stuff. I do have the Catacomb, but I kind of really want everything in my hand. I really want the counterspell, but at the same time, I'm willing to accept him casting his guy next turn. It could certainly be worse. As long as his play next turn is only the Prime Speaker, we're okay. So we're just going to go for mana development here and go with the long-term plan of just playing some guys and using opposition to contain him. So I put back the 2 mana sources, and I'm just going to go get the Druid. Figuring I put back a Forest, but this guy makes 2. So it's a pretty big net gain, and I also have Eternal Witness to go get Verdant Catacombs if I need it. Sorry if my voice is a little bit quavering here. It's cold as hell in Seattle right now. It's like below freezing outside, and that's during the day. Alright, so I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 to 7. We're doing alright. Similar cards in hand. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? Him scrying and casting this guy. Beguiler of Wills. And me with no defense at all in hand. And if you read this creature, gain control of target creature with power less than or equal to the number of creatures you control. How insane is this? I mean, granted, it does cost 5, but that ability is ridiculous. And it's permanent, too. It's not like bouncing Beguiler of Wills gives you your creatures back. This is permanent theft. Pretty unreal. I top deck a Wasteland. I mean, I have so few outs against it anyway, right? What are the outs? I guess I could have drawn Jitte there. I could have drawn, well, Sword of Fire and Ice. He would be forced to block, but then he would steal my guy. So that wouldn't really work either. Like, the amount of outs I have against this guy short of bounce and countering are very, very few. Just Jitte, really. So, desperate times call for desperate measures. We have one chance here, and one chance only, and that is Brainstorm. So I cast my guy. Tap mana. Come on, baby. There's got to be something in here. Got to be something. Treachery. Incredible. And an Ancient Tomb also, which is amazing. Just going to put those 2 back. Play Ancient Tomb. I definitely gave some thought to playing the Glenelendra Archmage. But I decided I'd rather just counterspell here. He might even have some more insane follow-up. So he steals my Druid. Cast a Gyre Sage. Cast Llanowar Elves. Cast this guy, which I gave some thought to countering. given that he has already, Devotion 6, so it's going to be a 7/7, but honestly, I need the counter spell to protect the treachery more than anything. With that in mind, I probably should have just played opposition here, figuring I'm going to have to counter spell on the treachery turn anyway. If he has an out against it, at least I get the opposition in play. That's what's going to happen. I didn't even wind up countering. Okay, where's Wooded Foothills? Sack. Breeding Pool. Alright, folks, we're going all in. But at least I have 7 mana, so I have enough to actually counterspell and treachery, which is pretty damn nice. And I'm in my haste here. I didn't even tap my Tropical Island. I'm like, okay, there you go, dude. Counter it. No counter. Alright. We have odds of winning this game went from 0% down up to about maybe 7 or 8%. I get to untap and cast opposition. I'm doing this mainly just to stem the bleeding, since my long-term plan here now is to just try to survive long enough to steal stuff. And I can steal, obviously I can steal chump blockers, although all these guys tap. I can steal chump blockers for the Revenant Hunter, or Reverend Hunter, until I build up enough guys to steal it also. He taps 2 and he casts Biomancer, which actually would combos pretty well with Glenelend or Archmage. So we're going to let that go. I'm just figuring he's going to cast his Prime Speaker, but he casts Sylvan Primordial. Yeah, we're going to counter that instead. No problem. It's fine, buddy. Alright. Tap his guy to stave off some damage. I only take 6. Alright, what are we going to top deck? Booyah! Into the Royal. So amazing right now. Because if he does cast his commander, I can bounce his 7/7 and prevent him from drawing more than 4. I guess he'd draw 5. But I'm going to steal that guy first. And I'm going to play that guy. He comes into play with 2 counters on him. And if he dies, his persist ability triggers and he comes back into play even stronger. So I have infinite negates now for 1 blue. And I've got the ability to bounce and still counter. So during his upkeep, now my plan is to just choke all of his mana with my tapping and bounce in response to Zagana. And at that point I'll have 5 or 6 creatures in play, and I can keep all of his mana locked down and defend against his guys with the Glenelend Archmage, and we're actually looking pretty solid. And as soon as I start tapping his guys, he just scoops it up, just like that. And we win this game. Freaking amazing. God, I was so crushed the turn he cast Beguiler Wills. But the deck delivered, Brainstorm into Treachery, into opposition. We took it down. Pretty awesome comeback. No Soul Rings involved either. Hope you enjoyed it.